Hello all. I hope you're doing good. So let's continue with our next practical course in terms of serverless. So in my previous class, we were discussing about what is a server and what is the purpose of it and why we configure and how we configure it. And I think we discussed about the basic practical hands-ons of creating a basic API and hitting it and showing on our own server. So today we are going to learn a concept called API. So if we know what is a server, okay, it's much easier to understand what is an API. Okay, so yesterday, like in our previous class, we saw like how there are two systems. Okay, how they interact with each other. We saw it like how exactly they are going to get connected and what is the purpose of it. The main purpose of connecting to any two systems that maybe we call it as like client or server, but the main motto is to like transfer some data or to do some manipulation of the data. Okay, in terms of the connectivity, we discussed about how we normally connect the rules of it, the IP address and the user credentials or password, and even we understood like how exactly we run a specific program at two ends. Okay, at the client side we mostly used the browser, which even as which is like a program which is written in some programming language. We run it in our local system which has specific port number also. So this will be connecting to the client or like this to the server, which has a program running in the server side where it is also written in some other programming language. So when once you run it, we assign it a port number which is a unique ID. We are going to eventually go and connect to this program, and the program will be written in some programming language like what action it has to be performed. So here we're going to write the logic. We call it as like business logic, and whatever the manipulation it does is it does on top of the data. It can connect to any other systems. It's a different thing. It can connect to many systems from here, but eventually it does some operation on data itself. So that's the main motto I wanted to say. But today we are going to like learn what is an API. What is the purpose of it? Okay. So API stands for like application programming interface. Okay. The name itself says like it's an interface. Okay. It's like it's almost similar to a server. Okay. Uh, if there is a system, okay, if we clearly understand, if there is a PC or a system which helps you to do some operation. Okay, let's assume if there is one person who has to do like can you go to Walmart and bring some water bottle or some other item. This person goes and bring it to you. Okay, in that case this person acts like an API. Okay, or else like mostly we let's assume you ordered some food on Uber. Okay, the Uber is a API here. Okay, and you are the client. User is the client. Go and ask to Uber, can you bring some fruits? Okay, the Uber person is goes to the Walmart. Okay, and he brings uh, the food whatever you ordered. So here the Uber person is we call it as like API, which acts like an interface, or he is the intermediate person who is going to help you in bringing the fruits or any item from the Walmart. So here the concept of API comes. The just terminology we kept it as like API, but you can think like whoever helps to us in some kind of action we need to do on behalf of us. He will be performing it and bring it to us. Okay. So in terms of system, it's almost similar to like that. There will be a server, okay, and there will be an application running in the backend, which will be performing some tasks for us to do. Okay, obviously, if it is tech related, I said everything is related to data. So once you want to do some operations on it, you'll just tell to this API, it does to you, and it sends like an acknowledgement to you, like I've done it. So if you see this, okay, whenever we talk about the API, we mostly listen hear about the REST APIs. Okay, there is like a few things like APIs have that is like uh, uh, if yesterday we discussed right slash greet. Okay, we created one API. What it does is like it says like hi, or else hello how are you? Okay, or else like hello world. Some message is sent from backend or from the server. It doesn't do any operation as such, but it says like hello world. That's it. But if you want to do like let's assume I have a cat. Okay, it's my pet. Okay, I want to like track every year what's its birthday. Okay, so what you do normally is like let's assume your cat is born in 2025. Like let's assume like 2025. Okay, from the date it just born, you just want to like calculate every year what's its birthday, and you just want to get an email like today is the birthday, so like let's celebrate it. Okay, some message you want to just get an email. Okay, so in that case, you write some kind of automation and saying like on this date, okay, every year just give me a email. Okay. So what you'll do is like you're just doing something like you are maintaining a state of it. Okay. Maintaining the state of cat year. Okay. And you're doing some operation. Okay. Whenever you just want to like store the state. Okay. Or if you want to like have the entire object here, like cat is like an object. Okay. Uh, you want to like maintain what happens in the next year and what happens to it like that. In this scenario, okay, there are like many scenarios you are going to like maintain the state of this particular object or particular thing. Okay, in that case, the concept of REST API comes. Okay, so REST API is like the representational state transfer. Okay, you'll be maintaining the state of it and you'll just transfer it over the API. Okay, so here we like have many methods. Okay, I already said what are these methods. It's like get, post. There are many APIs, many methods actually, but you can just Google it. We're going to like discuss a couple of things today, hands-on practically. Okay, what it does and why exactly we're using. In my previous class, I said there are like only these four operations, right? These are the main operations, which are like create, uh, read, update, and delete. Okay, so eventually, what you do is like you do these operations on some specific object or to do some manipulation on the data. Okay, so to do these things, we use some kind of like methods to say this API that do this operation. Okay, let's assume if you want to create something. Okay, you say something like just post. Okay, or if you want to like read something, you say to this API just get it. Okay, so these methods are something like what action has to perform by this API. Okay, so that API will be taking this method and does some operation like just read this entire list, something like that. Okay, so this is the main idea behind any API, just to perform these core things: risk, create, read, update, delete, these kind of tasks to be done on the data with the help of these methods. So these methods are used in terms of REST API. So this is like basic idea, like what is a REST API and how different systems communicate with each other, and how exactly we are going to program. Let's do it practically right now. First, let's we need to understand what we are doing. So I just gave the idea like what we're doing. Okay, so let's build just basic app. Okay, let's assume this will be like a continuation for future classes. Okay, this is like a basic app. Let's assume have few friends. I want to just invite them to a party. Okay, invite to a party. So in that case, I don't want to go manually and invite them. I just want to send emails to them. Okay, so I want to just collect those emails and just send the emails to them. Okay, right now we're focusing on collecting the emails and just storing it. And in that case, you can just think like while collecting or just adding to our collection or list, we just say like just create the emails or like add the emails to us. Okay, so we just use like post method for that. I'm just giving an overview, but I'll just show you the code how exactly we're going to do. And for creating, post, for reading, we'll get, okay, something like that. I just wrote a basic code. I'll just show it to you. uh, this is like Flask app last time we discussed, but we can do it in any programming language. uh, so here we can see clearly that if you want to add an email, you just call like slash emails with the post method. Okay, you'll just give the email and we'll just add it to this emails array. You can think like we're storing all the emails at one place, and whenever we want, we are going to do a get emails, and we are going to just return the emails and the count of it. But you can just ignore this count, but you can think like we are just getting the emails of it. It's pretty straightforward. You can just go to this logic, but if you're not a Python guy, but just ignore these all things. Just focus on you're just returning an email once just it gets created, and just add it to this emails array. We're appending it. Okay, each email once you get from the front end, whoever asked for. And emails is like we just print the emails to the user. Okay, let's build this app in our server. Okay, so yesterday, like in the previous class, we discussed how we are going to uh, build a server, right? So with the help of EC2 in AWS, we build it, right? So just let me quickly run a server. Okay, Flask app. I just gave a name. I selected operating system, and respect to CPUs with a free tire, I'm just selecting free tires. And the key, I'm just selecting the old key which I already have. You can just create whenever you want. And I'll just edit this uh, traffic again. I'll just show it to you what will be the error which you are going to face it. Just create it. Just click on it. The ID I showed you, right? It's an instance ID. Yeah, it's in the running state, and just click on connect. That's it. You are going to get connect to that instance. Okay, let's run our app. I posted my app in my GitHub repo. I'll just share it with you. Same example, the get and post. uh, Yesterday I showed you like how to get the data or this code, right? Just copy it, switch to the root user. I said don't focus on the commands, but these are like Linux commands which are very common. I'm just switching to root user to have higher power. Just in my previous class I said, right, cd, just create a folder with kdir. Okay, and just switch to it and get the data, that is to have that file, main file. Okay, and let me copy paste and download all the Python related environment. Don't focus on the commands, just think like I'm just installing Python. Why I'm installing? Because I have written my logic in Python using Flask as a framework. I installed it, and I'm going to install Flask, and that's it. Let's run the application. That's it. When you see this message, that means the application is running on port 80. So if you clearly see that, uh, I just ran a app or a server which is having a program which is written on Python Flask, and which accepts two things. One is slash emails with a get method, and slash emails with post method. Okay, whoever comes and hits to emails route with get method, it returns the emails which we already have in this emails array. And when you do emails with post method, then it means you are going to add a new email. It goes to this route, something like that. Eventually we are going to build this app in a big scale app with a nice microservice way. But this is like a simple app which takes two requests. These are the two requests. Uh, we can just test it out quickly. Okay, I showed you how to test it. Just copy this ID, paste it, and enter it. If we already saw this, we are going to have a connection issue which is related to a firewall, which is by default we just created, right? There will be a firewall in front of EC2 instances. Security group, we call it a security group. Go to networking and click on security group. Let me just go to security and click on security group and edit this. For now, just add a rule with all traffic, but you can just add it HTTP traffic whenever you want. Okay, add anywhere all the IP address. Okay, save the rules. That's it. Just now, just refresh it. If you need to see it, this app should run. Okay, if it doesn't run, just go back and restart the server once again. Now you should be seeing it. If not, what is the error? You can just always debug it. You just enable all the traffic. uh, Go to security groups instances, just check did we edit it properly or not. Yep, we did it properly. So there should be no issue in connecting to this IP. Inbound traffic, all traffics. We enable port 80 and we're running it. We are inside the basic folder and we're running this app. You should be entering like HTTP. That's the reason we are not able to see it. Okay, this is the main root path, so that's why it's showing this one. Okay, but if you do like at slash emails, you will be seeing the response from the backend. Okay, for emails. So by default all the browsers uses get method to get the data. It doesn't allow for post and other methods to do. For this we have an application called Postman. Okay, this is another application where we can do and use all different kinds of methods. Okay, I already tested it locally, but we can do it quickly for the backend. Okay, where our application is running on EC2 instance. So just paste this IP address. We don't need to change anything for get request, which is exactly similar to this browser. What we did, just do a send request. You can see that there are no email IDs and there is no count. Okay, that is like count is zero. That means we can clearly say there are no email IDs. To add emails to the server, we just need to do a post request. Okay, just copy paste it, and in this post request, just select post instead of get. This can be done using this kind of application. Enter the URL, go to the body, just click on raw, click on JSON. Okay, and add a email which you want to send to backend. Okay, I added like sagar at the rate of example.com, some a random example email. Once you just send it, it just gives like email added successfully, or you can just add a number of email IDs. Okay, I wrote a small logic to validate it's a proper email in the backend. Make sure it's a proper email. Otherwise, it doesn't say like email ID, email added successfully. Once you just send now, it throws an invalid email format with a 400 bar request. So this is just status code. We call it as a status code. Okay, we just send it to the front end to make sure like what is the issue, and we clearly mention what is the error message which we are facing in the backend, and make sure to correctly send the data from front end. Okay, and if we already add this email ID, it says like email already exists. Some kind of logics are written in the backend, just a small validation part. But once you go back and do a get request now, you can clearly see that there are like already two emails added. So these are the like this is like hands-on practically. You can clearly see what we did is we created two routes for get method and post method, and we added the email address to our email arrays, and we are having in the backend. So this entire thing we deployed in our backend EC2 instance, and we successfully created and connected to our EC2 instance and did all these requests. Okay, so this is a good example, and uh, that's it for this video. I just want to give you a task right now. That is, we created something like this. That is, here is the client who used browser for all the get requests, and we used Postman, one of the tool. I showed you one of the tool. With this, we connected to our backend system. Okay, there is a firewall. We enabled all the traffic, and then it goes to this our application, which is running on port 80. Okay, and once you trigger get request, it goes here. Once you do a post request, it goes to here, and we return everything in our Python Flask application. So the task is to have exactly same setup, okay, in your own programming language. That may be Express framework, which is part of Node, okay, or if you want to do a Spring Boot application with a basic app, which is related to Java, one of the programming language, or if you want to do using Adinos, which is another framework similar to Express, you can use it. You can do it with any of the programming language in the backend. Just write few API calls, hit to it, just test it, and learn how client and server architecture works, how APIs are created, that means REST APIs, and how exactly these methods are working in the backend, how we are connecting and just reading it and adding to our events. Just do this basic app. This is a task from my side for in this video, and just deploy it in our EC2 instance, which is one of the operating system as we discussed. So that's it from my end for this video. Let's learn few more things in our next video. Have a good day. Bye.